Championship on Speed Vision. Presented by Cycle World. This is Willow Springs Raceway, the favored test track of the Japanese manufacturers here in Southern California. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Despain, along with Dave Sadowski, the former 600 Supersport champion. Ski, motivation is a big issue here. You've got factory prestige on the line, sale of all those 600 street bikes that will hang in the balance today, and probably, six-figure bonuses for the guy who wins the championship. So we know that Roberts and Bostrom are highly motivated, but there are a lot of other reasons why this should be a great race.
Yeah, two in particular. I think the nature of the racetrack, Dave, and the fact that the other riders in the field are very motivated. It's contract time, and as you said, this racetrack being in the manufacturer's backyard, there's a lot going on motorcycle sales for the big performers here. Now let's talk motivation. Tommy Hayden, he went on to win a few more races last year and contend for the title. This year he's consistently run fifth and is fighting to keep his job. He needs another Willow win. Jamie Hacken, he's tied with Aaron Yates for third in points, and they'll be Suzuki teammates next year. They both want to claim the championship position and show the other who's top dog going into the 2001 season. Five-time champ Miguel Duhamel. He's won more races than anybody on the planet in this class, and this may be the last time he competes on the 600s. He wants to go out a winner, and his team wants him to finish between Curtis Roberts and Eric Bostrom. Either way, Miguel's a good one to be up front here. I'd bet on him for sure. And the other guy who deserves a call is Josh Hayes, Curtis's teammate. He's been slowed all year by injury and badly wants to keep his job. Two things could help him do that, Dave. Be a team player and help Curtis, or win the race. Either way, he needs to be up front. Add all that up, Dave, and I envision a lot of guys heading for the front.
All right, thanks, Keith. Now let's talk about the championship. When it's this close, it becomes a mathematical exercise. The third member of our telecast team, Larry Myers, is here to do the math.
Dave, it takes a certified public accountant to really get a handle on all the numbers, but, you know, I've done some crunching here, and 6 guys still involved mathematically in the chase, but we boiled it down to 2, the guys that are running first and second in the hunt for the championship. If Roberts wins this thing, all Eric Bostrom needs to do is finish third. If Curtis finishes second, Eric needs a 6th. If Curtis finishes third, then Eric can get by with a 10th, and on down the line, as you can see by the graphic. Now, factor into that, like I said, 4 more riders that are still eligible, and here's one other thing that I forgot to do. You know, the guy that leads the most laps gets an extra point. I don't have enough chalk to figure all that out. I'll leave it to you guys in the booth.
Well, Larry, that point for leading the most laps is potentially huge. If Curtis can win the race and get that point, then third is no longer good enough for Eric. If Eric finished third in that scenario, the two would be tied. Curtis wins the tiebreaker based on more wins for the season. So, if Curtis gets the win and the point, Eric has to finish second. And that may be the bottom line story here this afternoon. We got so much to talk about. We'll be right back to Willow Springs with more of the pre-race excitement. Two most prestigious championships in AMA road racing has come down to a two-man fight. As we have already established, number 32 Eric Bostrom leads the Pro Honda Oil 600 Supersport title chase on a factory Kawasaki. He'll attempt to put the championship on ice this afternoon. In this season of surprises, Eric's secret to success is confidence.
With last year, you know, we definitely had several problems with a crash and an injury, and then just maybe too much pressure on myself and not having enough fun. And this year, I've just had a different attitude. We went at it like, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do what I do, which is ride to have fun and go fast. And it's been a lot easier, and it took the pressure off.
Eric won the second race of the season, took the point lead, and has since swapped that lead with Roberts. His confidence abetted by the presence of crew chief Al Ludington, who joined him in the move from Honda.
You know, Eric had, I guess you could best describe it as a dismal season last year, and he's completely turned that around. And being a new team, it's very, very important for Kawasaki. It's 600 championships are incredibly important for sales and just for the feeling it gives the whole team. And it's been a team effort. It's just not Al and Eric.
Meanwhile, number 80 Roberts, son of a legendary world champion, matched Bostrom's confidence and team success stride for stride, save one major mishap, and now brings his Arian Racing Honda to the pressure cooker that is today's finale.
I've had a lot better year than a lot of other people have, so all I can do here is know that I have to win. I think it's good. They try to say that it put the pressure on me, but as far as I'm concerned, if you can't win a championship after the guy running with you fell off, then you have some problems. So, you know, I'm looking forward to Sunday, and I feel we're in a very good position because we have been all year. I think we've kind of been the guys everyone's chasing.
He knows that his career and his job is to go motorcycle racing. That's what he wants to do. That's what he loves to do. And he knows what it takes to become a world champion, and that is some days you're not going to win a race, but you go to win. If you don't win, you finish second, but you win the championship, and you just keep moving forward.
Rhetoric aside, Roberts' crash while leading at Pikes Peak was huge. He went from favorite to underdog in one split-second tuck of the front. It's the kind of mistake factory teams absolutely hate.
I just messed up. You know, I had a bigger lead than I thought I did at the time, and I had been going faster all weekend, so I was pushing myself more than I was pushing because they were behind me, because I knew I could go faster, and tried to go faster in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Bottom line, two fine young representatives of this current generation of American pavement talent today face the biggest race of their respective careers. All that remains is to decide who wins.
The real reason I want to win the championship is for my team and for Honda. You know, Honda builds some of the best bikes in the world, and probably a lot of the best bikes in the world, and my team is one of the hardest working teams in this paddock, and these guys are all like my good friends and like my family more than friends. And I've seen how hard they work for me. And if anything was more of a letdown in Colorado, it was the fact that I made it harder on them than myself. You know, I'm just paid to win these championships, and it's not going to make me any different of a person if I win this championship. But I want to do it for the guys, because they're the ones that work so hard for me. And I can let them down, but they're not allowed to let me down. So, you know, I want to give them something back.
It would be the biggest thing in my career, you know. It'd be a stepping stone for bigger things. As far as, like, yeah, that's exactly it. You know, it's a stepping stone. So it's certainly like one of my goals for the season, and it would make our year.
Well, there he is, now just 45 miles away from the biggest moment in his career. If he can beat Roberts, we'll be right back.
Rugged, tough, the Rhino is...
We have 6 riders who are still in mathematical contention for the crown. But once you get 31 points behind, the only way you're going to win it is for the 2 leaders to take each other out. Still, the mathematical possibility does exist, and I suppose it's not beyond the realm of possibility that could happen. We would hope that the championship will not end that way. The bikes have reformed down on the grid after their warm-up lap. The crowd here at Willow Springs anticipating the climactic battle that's about to unfold. We'll go to Larry Myers down in the middle of the action.
And I'm with a man who is 6th in the standings, and he does have that mathematical shot. Depending on what plays out in front of you, Miguel, you could win this title, and I know that's on your mind.
Oh, no, you never know. It can happen. I was watching the World Superbike 600 Supersport Championship, and the 2 guys took himself out, and Chambon took the lead. So you never know. You know, racing is a crazy sport.
What is your game plan right from the get-go?
Well, I got to get a good start from the 3rd row. I got to get a good start and push up there and see what happens, see who's in the game, and hopefully Honda comes out with a championship. Hopefully me.
Hey, good luck to Miguel Duhamel. He is the winningest rider in 600cc Supersport history. We'll work our way on up the grid to the man that will sit on the outside, or inside, rather, of row number 2. That's Aaron Yates. He has a win this year. No allegiance to anyone out here, and I know that you're into some bumping and some banging and going for the win.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race out there. You know, there's a lot of guys going fast, and that draft's going to tow us right along, I'm sure.
Aaron, we'll wish you the best of luck. As we work our way to the front row, the fastest guys in qualifying for the 600cc Supersport contest. It promises to be, as Dave pointed out, a great one. If for no other reason, then this championship is up for grabs. There's another man who has not won this season, but he won here just 1 year ago, Tommy Hayden, who's on the outside of row 1. Tommy, no allegiance to anyone here.
No, not really. I mean, you know, it's the last race of the year, and, you know, for sure I'd like to finish up with the win. So, you know, that's what I'm going for today. Really, unless something big happens, the points is really not much at stake for me. So I'm just going to try to go for the win and let everybody else fight out the points.
And we'll wish Tommy Hayden the best of luck. He has a race face, no question about that. Next to him, another winner this season. He has won 2 races, in fact. And like so many behind him, no allegiance. And I know that you want this win, Jamie Hackey.
Yeah, I think I need this win myself, too, just to prove to myself that I could have been the champion this year. And I know I can do it. You know, I could have won here last year, but it didn't work out too well that way for me. So I think I need to do it again this year.
Good luck to Jamie Hacking. We'll move on down the line. What more can we say about the next two guys? Curtis Roberts, he knows what he has to do. There is no race strategy here. It's go to the front.
Yeah, all we can do is win and hope for the best behind us. That's my strategy anyway.
Wish you the best of luck, Curtis.
Thanks.
And the man that sits on the pole with a new track record, he has a lot of decisions to make as this one unwinds, and that is Eric Bostrom. Do you follow? Do you lead? What happens, Eric?
Oh, man, I don't know. We'll just go see how it plays out, Larry. Can't help but think we're in a good position, you know. There's no position we'd rather be in, so we'll go out there and do our best, and I think it's going to turn out good.
Hard for me to believe you don't have a strategy the way you'd like to see this unfold.
We'd like to win it, Larry.
You know he would. Guys, we'll go back up to the booth. I can only add that there are some serious folks in this front row. A lot at stake.
Yesterday, a member of Curtis Roberts' team said one of two things will happen. He'll either put it at the top of the box or he'll bring it home in a box. This should be an exciting finale, ladies and gentlemen, here at Willow Springs. Off this championship. There's your field moving away from the grid on the final warm-up lap here before the start of this afternoon's action at the place they call the fastest road in the West. This is a thriller.
It is. It's very hard to learn here, too. These 9 turns make up 2.5 miles. Turn 1 is a blazingly fast front straightaway with 3 downshifts in there. Turn 2, this long right-hand uphill bend, just makes it up on the right side of the tire. Turn 3, the hardest braking turn on the track. Go straight uphill around turn 4, and then hold your breath as you've gone through 7, 8, and 9. Those are some challenging turns. It just burns the right side of the tire completely off.
So take a look at your starting lineup. Eric Bostrom shocked him with the pole and shattered the track record. The first 9 riders have broken the track record. His title rival Roberts alongside, and then the Yamaha guys Hacking and Hayden.
Inside road 2, Aaron Yates, a little bit slow on the Suzuki. He says the draft is going to be big for him. Then Zemke, Mickey Hayden, and Doug Chandler.
Damon Buckmaster will close out the Chaparral Racing 600 effort in what he hopes will be fine style. Then Duhamel, the all-time king of the class, Josh Hayes and Roger Hayden, teammate to Buckmaster.
Back on the other row, Matt Waite back into 600cc action. He's a local favorite. It's going to be good. He's with Pridmore, Alexander, and Owen Weichel on that row.
And as we work our way on back through the rest of this starting lineup, Ski, obviously so much focus on the 2 men up front. But this racetrack takes a terrific toll. The tire issue is going to be big. I mean, to keep that motorcycle at peak performance is tough.
It is, but we got one thing going for us today. Willow Springs is just notorious for high winds. We don't have those today, and the temperature is down. So the tire issue may not be as dramatic as it usually is out here. Take a look now at Josh Hayes. He's carrying our Pro Honda Oils onboard camera.
And there's the view from Josh' viewpoint. Too many guys in front of him to make Josh 100% happy. Meanwhile, up on the front row, we'll have the ePowersports.com camera riding with the man who has already told us he thought he could have won it last year, and will try to do so today. That is Jamie Hacking as he looks back at row 2. Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. 45 miles from the title. The green flag flashes. A great start for Eric, a bad start for Roberts.
Oh, Dave, Eric on the number 32 as Hacking takes the lead. He may have jumped the start. We're going to have to watch the AMA officials to see if they call the number 32 for jumping.
Wow, 101 is Chandler, riding only his second 600 race of the year. Eric's teammate, the Yamaha of Hacking, goes to the front. Then Eric Bostrom. It was close. Remember the Formula 1 race last weekend? We'll see what happens. A gap back to Chandler in 3rd, and Roberts is back in about, what'd you count, Ski, 6 or 7 spots. Shocking.
Here we go up here with cold tires. This is crazy on the first lap with cold tires, trying to go as fast as you can. The ePowersports.com on board. You see the tire slipping there as we're looking back at the 32, Eric Bostrom, into turn 5. First time really on the left side of the tire.
Eric exactly where he needs to be, unless the unthinkable possibility of a meatball flag. Man, I would hate to have to call that shot with the championship hanging in the balance. Now, Nicky Hayden is 4th, and Hayden has really come to life here. The series champion has had a season for the most part, but the bike is working very well this weekend. Suspension is the issue. We'll get to that, I'm sure, before this is all over with. But right now, the focus is up front, the battle for 1-2. Let's go quickly to Larry Myers as they come down to complete lap 1.
On the issue of Eric Bostrom and the start, it was just that, a good start. AMA says absolutely no jumping.
All right, Eric Bostrom is free and clear and in the lead as he makes the aggressive move on Hacking and gets to the front. Bostrom and Hacking in a war and leaving Roberts in the wake. Roberts has got a lot of catching up to do as Eric comes charging, but Roberts is on the move.
He's up to third place, Dave. He did it all out in turn 8 and 9. He's a maniac through those turns, and for him to pass the likes of Nicky Hayden, Doug Chandler, Aaron Yates all in there, this guy he's heading for the front, Dave, no doubt about it.
Wow, that is, talk about 8 and 9, because we're about to see it. They're going up the hill here. It's where Roberts made his huge assault. Here comes Eric leading the Yamaha of Hacking down the hill, and then we'll get a sense of just how fast they go. But talk about it. We're talking about 6th gear wide open, aren't we?
Yep, cranking it up right here, just now into 6th gear. Tuck in as tight as you can. Have a listen.
Looking back from Hacking, watch Roberts come after it.
Try to stay out as wide as you can in 9. You have a tendency, a lot of riders have a tendency to peel it in and put their knee on the apron there. But you see Curtis Roberts stay out as wide as he could, try to square off the turn and carry all this mile an hour up to front, 5th. Now 6th gear. Look for your braking reference on the right. 3 downshifts going into 1.
Roberts trying to catch the 2nd place man. Meanwhile, make it the 1st place man, because Hacking gets around Eric Bostrom to take the lead, and now Roberts will challenge Bostrom. The championship fight nose to tail.
The races. This is going to be hoo-ha all the way into turn 3. Watch Roberts. He'll set up Eric Bostrom on the inside here. But Bostrom's not leaving the inside open at all, but maybe Roberts will make some room, and he does. Right up the inside. Ooh, he can't make it stick.
Nicky is there to try to help his teammate, the number 1 of the champion, Nicky Hayden. Now remember, the Kawasaki is significantly outnumbered. Chandler making a cameo appearance here to try to help Eric if he can, but having trouble keeping up. He's back in 5th spot, but you have an army of Hondas out there. Here's Chandler with the 101. You've got the factory team Hondas, you've got the Arian Racing Hondas, and you've got the Bruce Transportation Hondas. And remember what happened. Let's see if Roberts can pull it off here. He's challenging.
Side too late. That's just so hairball, Dave. You wouldn't believe what it does to your heartbeat out there. But Eric Bostrom is determined to keep Curtis Roberts at bay.
To finish that story, when Curtis crashed in Colorado, it was like the Red Sea parting late in the race as those Arian and Bruce Hondas got out of the way and let him get back to 7th. Here we go for the lead. 3 wide up the front straightaway. Hacking, Roberts around his title rival into 2nd. Eric is 3rd. Nicky is 4th.
Now, Curtis Roberts may have an ally in his friend Jamie Hacking up front. We saw these 2 riders come back from Suzuka talking about strategy at their race at Brainerd last year. And if Hacking knows that it's Curtis Roberts behind him, he may leave the inside open in one of these turns and let Curtis by.
They are good friends, worked together once before. This could be a huge disadvantage for Eric, but remember, as we look from the ePowersports.com, the Yamaha mounted camera back at Eric Bostrom, but that lap leader point is going to be critical, and it looks like Hacking might take it away from both of them. It's still early. Roberts, 2nd spot, leading Eric, but trailing Hacking. Game position for Roberts right now.
He showed Hacking a wheel in turn 3, so Jamie Hacking, he knows it's the number 80 bike, his friend Curtis Roberts, and he does let him through in 8. That was an intentional move. I can tell you for sure now he's going to follow Roberts. If he doesn't counter him, I'd say that Hacking is in Roberts' corner.
And now it is up to Eric. If what you say is true, if Hacking is willing at this point to help Roberts pull off the championship, if indeed Roberts can go on and lead the most laps, Eric will have to get around Hacking to win the championship. Man, oh man, Hacking, well, that was closest to who led that lap. Hacking will lead it at turn 1. We'll be right back. Are we back? Or are we 8 bikes past the Speedy Cam in turn 8? Speedy indeed, somewhere up around 160 miles an hour as Roberts leads the way, and Hacking 2nd on the Yamaha. Is 3rd. Roberts has begun to accumulate lap leader points. He's led 2 now and will soon lead the 3rd. The other laps were all led by Hacking. Correct my earlier call, Eric did not lead a lap. I thought he had a wheel in front of Jamie at one point. It did not happen. So Hacking is still leading the most laps and will take the lead back from Roberts as he goes to the inside. Roberts made a very aggressive pass on Hacking during commercial. If there's friendship there, he may have tested it. And Eric continues to run 3rd, thinking to himself, this may or may not be good enough.
Jamie Hacking's going to definitely make Curtis work for it as he goes back into the lead here. The 2 have given each other plenty of room. This is a hard turn right here, and they're seesawing back and forth. Forget what I said. Jamie Hackett is not helping Curtis Roberts. It appeared that way.
Yeah, it did look like that for a moment. The 5th place man is Doug Chandler. He's Eric Bostrom's only friend out there, number 101, only friend in terms of corporate colors at least. And note how effectively he's keeping up in only his 2nd appearance on the bike this year. Let's go to Larry Myers.
Well, I'm with Gary Medley, the crew chief for Doug Chandler, and Gary, you feel Doug is right where you want him.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot for the last week, and Doug knows what his position is. He knows what he's got to do for Eric, so he's just sitting and waiting. We'll let him know when he needs to go any further.
Tell you what, there's confidence down here in Doug Chandler. I'll remind everyone that he's not been on a 600 all year long, but it certainly has not made him rusty.
As the 3 leaders go side by side, I would note the presence of number 17, Miguel Duhamel, in the mix up front. He is around Chandler and into 5th from the 3rd row, going to the front. Hacking and Roberts continue their war. You saw Roberts step the back out in 9. A scary place to do that. The top 5 tighten up as Kenny's Kid leads the show up the hill. Now with the biggest lead of the race, 3 bike race.
Curtis Roberts cutting a 1:21.928. That is a new track record for Roberts. But I tell you what, even a half a second faster than the rest of the field here, Dave, is enough to generate 20 and 30. Look at the rear tire on Roberts' bike. It generates so much heat on the right side of the tire. Roberts is definitely abusing his tires to maintain this lead.
Faster than Eric qualified. 1:21.928. Eric Bostrom trailed Roberts often by a full second through the early practice. Roberts' confidence was huge. And then suddenly, in pole qualifying, Eric, 1:21.9. And boy, it was an eye-opener for Roberts' big slide.
But look at him stretch it out, Dave. He put 3 bike lengths between Jamie Hacking at his entrance to turn 8. He knows through that family heritage, you go fast into fast sections, and he's maximizing everything he can out of turn 8 and 9.
Eric Bostrom sitting there in 3rd, now looking inside, trying to make a move on Hacking. Has not been able to pull that pass off, and can't this time. Hacking closes it up a bit on Roberts. The factory Hondas run side by side in 4th and 5th. Quickly, because there's so much excitement up front, a change in the front suspension for the factory Hondas that may be significant here at the end of this show.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain without giving away all the team secrets. Those guys put their confidence in me to tell me things sometimes and not tell me things other times. But the fact that the Arian team uses Olin's rear shocks, they have a lot of suspension components available to them. And there are Olin's components in the front end of the Arian bikes, Showa components in the front of the factory Honda bikes.
And the talk that reports that are, variously believed and will, I understand, be published in Cycle News, that the Arian components are in the factory bikes this weekend. That is to say that the Showa people have granted a 1-race allowance to put the Olin stuff in the factory bikes, and that has enabled them to get a little closer to the Arian stuff. Meanwhile, up front, battle for the lead. Remember, we're talking at that point about the race for 4th and 5th. The race for the championship is still right up front. That Arian Honda won the championship a year ago with Nicky at the handlebars, and now trying to make it 2 in a row with Roberts at the controls, and he is staying up front, and that's the key. He's got to lead the most laps.
Curtis couldn't get on the throttle. That tire spinning out of 9. Hacking's going to take the lead here up the inside. He was able to get a solid draft up to Curtis, but on the right side of the tire, Curtis is really hurting. He's looking over his shoulder. He knows he's in trouble, Dave.
Eric is the man he sees. Second will not do it for Roberts. If Eric is on his tail section in this running order, it's all over for Curtis, and Eric is the champ, and so Hacking remains the spoiler here, the man who can determine the outcome.
There's 2 left-hand turns on the racetrack that really matter for Curtis Roberts. This one here at turn 3, and then down the hill at turn 5. And Curtis knows he can rail hard through those because the left side of the tire is okay. He's going to have to chill out on the right side of the tire for a couple of laps, get the temperature down, and hope that it comes back and gives him grip.
Miguel is going to the front. He's 4th. He's moved around Nicky. He's dropped the defending series champ back to 5th. Miguel, winner of more of these races and more championships than anyone in history, has come from 8th starting spot. And here again, Roberts in the right-hand stuff showing the way. He's back in front of Hacking.
On reports from the scouts around the racetrack, Josh Hayes out of the race right now. So, Curtis Roberts slides both the front and rear wheels. Did you see that twitch with the handlebars? That kid's reactions are cat-like.
That is unbelievable. He's had so many close calls this year. He rides it so aggressively. quickly. It got away from him at Colorado. They're 4 wide for the lead, down into 1. Eric goes to the lead. Eric Bostrom rising to the occasion, taking advantage after Roberts had that huge slide. Now Hacking back around. Unbelievable. This is 600 racing at its best. And, of course, all the bat hides are on the table. Somebody's going to walk out of here with the championship. What an amazing afternoon at Willow Springs. We'll take a break and come back. Oh, Eric almost off the road. Roberts championship to own. An error just as we went to commercial for Eric Bostrom. Slide for Roberts. He may pitch that thing away yet. Looks back over his shoulder and sees a couple of friends. The factory Hondas are there with him. Hacking still in the mix. Goes to second. Nicky is now third. Miguel is fourth. Eric made a huge mistake as we went to commercial and is back in 5th spot. But Roberts continues to slide that thing all over the place.
Great recovery from Eric Bostrom. He's out on the slime line. It would look like some contact between Yates and Hayden, possibly with the front brake lever. Yates loses the front end, he gets out, but that's a lot of drama in one small little piece of the racetrack. And Curtis Roberts gets handed a lot of time out front, and the Honda guys are in his corner, Dave, but Roberts has got no tire from the back of his bike.
The 2 incidents appear to be unrelated. Eric just lost the front slid up the hill, and Yates crashed separately, but with Roberts, well, the tire very much a question, given the way he's sliding it around. At least he's got the 2 Hondas to help him here, but Eric is now in front of Miguel. Eric has come to 4th. He's dropping on Nicky up the front straightaway. Roberts has led the most laps. Hacking hacks his way down the inside, retakes the lead. Eric gets to 4th. If it finishes just like this, Eric is the champion.
Roberts knows he needs to get back up to the front here, and right now there's really no place where he is stronger than Jamie Hacking other than under braking into turn 3. We'll see what he can do here. He's tried the inside. Now he might try the outside.
We're inside 3 laps to go. Jamie Hacking leads the challenge from Roberts as they work up toward the Budweiser balcony. Third sits last year's champion Nicky Hayden, finally getting a chance to do some business. And Eric in 4th. Roberts trying to get back on the attack. Miguel sits back in 5th spot now. The lead 5 have broken away. Chandler will be no help to Eric. He's on his own against 2 Hondas and a Yamaha.
Inside the helmet of the number 80, Curtis Roberts. He knows that turn 8 is his best place to overtake Jamie Hacking, but you have to go in there and you have to risk it all and just hope that your tires stick. He's going around the outside. That's the craziest move you can try. That's a lot of courage there from the number 80. And then set him up for the inside at turn 9. He'll dive underneath right now. Oh, man, they're going to touch.
Oh, man, they don't get any closer than that. Roberts running right at the edge of the envelope. Hacking now appears to be the enemy for sure because Roberts has got to beat Hacking. Here comes Nicky trying to help his teammate.
Nicky can try to go up and slow down Jamie Hacking. Roberts backing it into turn 1. I don't know that Curtis Roberts sees that it's Nicky Hayden behind, and he's willing to come up there and help and slow down Jamie Hacking.
We're inside 2 to go now. Eric making a move. He's around. He got around Nicky. He's into 3rd. He's back where he needs to be unless Roberts can get around Hacking. We are inside 2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, and if Roberts passes Hacking, then Roberts can win the championship. Well, I'll tell you, competition race reset. Honda ganging up. Roberts with no rear tire. And finish. don't look at me.
Race. It's anybody's race here. Jamie Hacking, you can tell he wants it the worst out of anybody out there. Let's see what Roberts does out in turn 8. Will Jamie Hacking leave the inside open this time, or is he going to make Roberts go the long way around again?
Can Eric keep those other 2 Hondas at bay? Will it matter getting this close to the end? The gap is perhaps 10 bike lengths. It's all right here in position numbers 1 and 2. Roberts has got to get around Hacking at this point to win the championship, and Hacking is holding him at bay the next to last turn through 8 and 9. Down they come. White flag will fly. Eric tucking into the draft. Look at Roberts! And gets to the inside of him. Can he make the pass stick? Double draft pass. Eric Bostrom to the lead at the white flag. The Kawasaki goes to the front and completely upsets the apple cart. This may be the longest minute in 600 Supersport history as we run the last lap at Willow Springs.
Incredible boldness out of Eric Bostrom on the 32 Kawasaki. He told Al Ludington that he could win this race from the 4th place position in a pack race, and sure enough, he's pulling it off, Dave.
Look at him sprint away. Hacking not in position to retaliate up the hill. Roberts wondering how it all could have gone wrong so quickly. But remember, turn 8 has been where Roberts has had the stuff. I don't see him passing 2 guys through 8 and 9 on the last lap, but the man has worked miracles before. Here they come down the hill, final time. Hacking setting his sights on Eric Bostrom. Eric Bostrom trying to hold him off. One last run. He saved the bike. He saved the tires. Now let's see the payoff.
He couldn't get a drive over the top of 6. Here comes the draft, and here comes Roberts. He's going for it. Oh, 3 wide through turn 8, 160 miles an hour. Roberts gets the lead.
Roberts does the impossible. He goes up the inside. He sandwiches past. The Yamaha takes the lead. Can Eric get back around Hacking? That's where the championship hangs in the balance now in this final run to the checkered flag. I don't think he's close enough. Here they come. He's got a strong run.
Roberts.
Awfully close to call. Roberts won the race. I don't think Eric got around Hacking, and I'm reasonably confident that Roberts has led the most laps.
The guys are putting their hands up there. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who won the race. They're looking at each other. Unbelievable race, Dave.
We're waiting for the call on the lap sled. AMA officials reporting something here that we'll try to confirm. Well, the Honda team are celebrating. The way I read it, I think Eric led enough laps. Curtis doesn't know for sure. He's got his hands in the air.
This is just incredible.
It's
incredible.
as close as it gets.
Folks, you've just witnessed the best 600cc Supersport race in the history of two-wheeled motorcycle
The
racing.
best championship finale that I can remember forever. Roberts pulling off an incredible pass and celebrating as they go up the hill, waiting for the official confirmation, but I think it's over. Don't go away. We need to confirm it. Roberts certainly thinks he has won it, and we'll get the official confirmation when we come back here to Willow Springs Raceway. What an incredible finish it was for the 600 championship. As you can get, but Curtis Roberts has won the Pro Honda Oils 600 Supersport Championship. He is #1 because of the 1 point that went to the man who led the most laps today. And the bit of concern and delay was to make it official whether it was Roberts or Hacking who had led the most laps. Had Hacking led the most laps and it was close, then Eric Bostrom would have been champion. Roberts did it with an incredible pass. Let's go to Larry with the man who came so close.
Eric, gosh darn it, I know that's not the way you wanted it to come out, but I don't know what else you could have done.
No, we were just kind of sitting back there, and everything went our way on the last lap. We got a good draft, and then we went off into turn 8, and Hacking I hit, and clipped my front brake lever, and I tucked the front in 8, and I just about fell off the thing. So I'm actually happy to be standing here after those guys are acting like idiots.
Emotionally, it has to be a very draining thing for you.
Yeah, pretty disappointing.
Well, we'll just look forward to the year 2001 and see you back here strutting your stuff one more time, pal.
Thanks, Larry.
It looked so much like Eric had done the impossible. After the earlier mistake, dropping back to 5th. Here he drafts himself back into contention. Here is your the finish, and that was for 3rd by half a bike length.
Look at the speedy. Just Curtis Roberts. He deserves to win the championship in that 100 yards of racetrack right there. It's the boldest move I've seen in a long time.
It was one of the most impressive passes perhaps in 600 Supersport history. He went under Hacking. Hacking hit Eric because Roberts came through on the bottom and made it 3 wide. That's what you do on the last lap of the championship. Wow.
Mom, hey.
Senior and Kenny Jr. just drifted away, but Curtis is getting a water bath. Man, oh man, could you describe what's going through your head?
Not on television. What's going through my head is I'm just lucky to be on the team I'm on. You know, and ride for the company I ride for. The Honda 600 was what won it today. You know, I've been sick this last week, and trying to lead all them laps, I got tired, and then I knew I led 7. I had to lead the last one to win anyway, so after 7, I just stopped trying to lead, and, you know, Eric came by us. I'm like, oh, man, I just got to stay close to these guys. You know, Honda horsepower and Arian Racing, perfectly tuned motorcycle, take me right by them. You know, I can't say enough about my team. This is for them. You know, they're the ones who won it this year. I just made it harder on him. You know, the bike was flawless all year except when I'd mess it up. And, you know, after the crash at Colorado, there's a lot of skeptics out there, and a little hard to get motivated in that 7 weeks we had off, but, man, it paid off. And I never be thinking a Yamaha rider, but...
Listen, your dad was hugging you and talking to you with a huge grin on his face. What did he say?
It was a great pass. You know, it was hard to expect. You know, I knew there was room there, and figured I was going to win, or all three of us were probably going to be out in the dirt. But, you know, I had to win the championship, and that's the way I had to do it.
The guys in the truck say congratulations. It was a heck of a race. Guys?
Thank you.
Pretty impressive, Ski. That's a pass we're going to be replaying for many, many years to come. And what a moment there with the Arian Racing team getting, I think, due credit. But Curtis sold himself a little short. He won that thing with his own courage and skill. That was amazing. Here are your results. Roberts, Hacking, and Bostrom, the top three. That order shuffled on the last lap as Roberts and Bostrom traded places, and that was enough for Roberts to win the championship on the basis of the tiebreaker. They finished dead even in points.